Good evening, everyone. Good, beautiful day. Um, whether it's AM where you are, early AM where I am at, it's almost 4 in the morning, or you're in your afternoon, or it's evening. Beautiful day. Good evening and peace to you. Um, I'm so hoping I'm being heard right now. I'm just gonna go on and not wait. Um, it's 4 in the morning and I cannot sleep. And as the title says, trauma, let's talk about it. Um, for most, you'll know how for the past 2 years, at least on this platform, my biggest thing is self-love, self-love, and self-love healing. I always say self-love is the best love. Make sure you're overflowing in yours. And part of a major part of self love healing is recognizing the traumas that you may have experienced in your life, at least for me. And everything I talk about is like something I've experienced or I've personally witnessed. I don't like talking about hearsay, going off, she said this, he said that. No, these are something, and most of the time, these are some things and truths and things and battles and things that I've healed, I've faced, I've healed, or I'm trying to heal. And your self-love journey is a journey. That's what it is. Your healing journey is a journey that continues. And for me, myself, I know that there are times where I seem to be doing great, and there are times where um, I've been, the scar from the pain, the scar from this hurt, the scar. It could emotionally, I'm talking about, um, can be healed, but then something comes along and kind of tears at that scar, and it reopens, and I have to start the journey again. And so it is so for me right now. The most important thing for myself is the recognizing trauma in your life and healing that. Actually, that's for me. That's the first step in trauma healing because. And then, what exactly is trauma? What is trauma? And by definition, um, off the top of my head, I think it's like by definition, it's like the emotional response to something. You know, so it is vital, first of all, for you to recognize your trauma. It is vital. And then you can begin the process of healing. You can begin the process of healing that trauma because unhealed trauma can turn into PTSD. Hold on just a second. I'm not going to be on here long, but having having unrecognized trauma in yourself can lead you to make decisions based on traumatic events um, that you haven't recognized that can develop into toxic patterns and could lead you to toxic situations repeatedly, can allow you to repeatedly um, have toxic relationships. Um, Not recognizing the trauma or pushing the trauma underneath the rug. And there's all different types of trauma. We have childhood traumas that some, if not most of us, have gone through. We have, you know, the sex trauma, um, and that's categorized with SA, um, the sex harassment, um, stalking. Those are all some other, those are just domestic violence, being in a relationship, abusive relationship, um, witnessing something, um, you know, losing someone in a traumatic way. There's so many different types of events and things that can bring trauma in your life. And I'm learning at this point in time that it is vital to recognize it and to take steps towards healing it. So I'm not going to be on here long. This was such a spur of the moment. It's so early here in Texas, and that I may or may not go into like. I really think I might go into details about trauma, what it truly is, and go into details about do a live or a video about what it truly is, what it's not, what can be traumatizing for one person might not be as traumatizing for someone else, and just the different layers um, of trauma. We talk about that inner child healing. A lot of us have had trauma in our childhood and haven't even recognized that trauma to take a step towards our inner child healing. And all this goes in line with healing and self-love. I've been saying this for so long, and I truly mean it. Self-love is the best love. It's vital in this it self-love and having it and healing it and walking in it, and practicing self love and self care, especially self love, is vital not only in our life right now, but when we pass on. You know, having that self love and reassurance in the afterlife for me will make a world of difference in how you face the afterlife and things. But I'm not going to go into that in this little short live. And and then trauma can isolate you. You know, trauma can really isolate you. Trauma can make you feel, and I know some people may be like, why are you talking about trauma? It's a victim mentality. No, it's not a victim mentality. To recognize that you have trauma in your life and to recognize that you need that healing, that's one of the strongest things that a person can do. It's easy to push it under the rug. It's easy not to deal with it. It's easy to go with the flow. It's easy to put on a mask. It's easy to be a person that everybody else wants you to be so you don't have to face your trauma. And one traumatic event could could have such an effect on beautiful day. Hey, Mima Flowers. Yeah, warrior survivor here. I'm glad to see you. Beautiful day. Yeah. And I'm trying to connect with other people who are, as I'm dealing with um, some unrecognized trauma that laid hidden um, because of a couple of past events that led me to to the decision to be in an abusive marriage. It led me to so many things I won't break down right now, but I'm trying to connect with people who are willing and open to kind of talk about it you know, they're not saying that everybody has to put their trauma out there, but to at least recognize the importance of recognizing your trauma. You know, I don't want to really have the conversations that other people and platforms are having. I really want to heal. I really want to move forward in my healing journey, in my self-love journey, and be supported. Um, you know, with like-minded people, you know, even if you haven't been through the trauma, having people that support you is so important. And I realize that in a lot of the things, because there's a few situations in my life that has caused me trauma, that has caused me um, by not recognizing it, wanting to recognize it, or actually locking it away has caused me, PTSD, caused me to not trust. So um, it's nice when you meet other people who have stand or who are standing or who are trying to stand and face their trauma and who are trying to heal themselves. Because I realized I was always by myself. Um, in so many different situations, always by myself. So, but it's cool, you know, even if nobody, stands with me, I'm gonna focus on my trauma. So, and I'm gonna heal. And like I said before, like I always say, self love is a journey. Recognizing your trauma and healing is a journey. It's a process. It's not something that you can snap your fingers and it's going to be okay. Or if somebody tells you you need to get over it, it's going to be okay. And you always remember as you're healing, and this could be me reminding myself that as I'm healing, other people might not see my trauma as significant. Other people might not see um, what I've gone through as important, or they would have done it differently. It's not about other people, it's about you. It's about you and your healing and you bringing peace to you. And I'm seeing that as a reminder to myself. Sun Kiss, it's a reminder. It's about me bringing peace to myself. You know, it's about finally finally trying to walk in peace. I've been doing that, especially the past 2.5, 3 years, but truly, truly, truly walking in peace. And sometimes you have to, how do you say, me my flowers? Let's see. Trauma memory came up after moving back to a hometown for 35 years, 3 years ago. My child walked away after I told them clergy abuse our homes full of oh my gosh. And that's um and I'm glad you're here, Mima, because trauma memory came up to with me um, some years back in recent events, and it's hard. It was very difficult to recognize that I had trauma from these events, and that trauma from that event led me to make decisions based on trauma that led to more trauma. You know what I'm saying? So me not healing, first of all, um, things that happened to me that was pushed aside and made to not feel important, um, as far as like, you know, dealing with a specific form of trauma caused me to like close up and not really stand in power. And it caused me to just my judgment in that area was just really awful because I didn't recognize it. And then even when I recognized it, I was mocked, ridiculed, and the victim always seems to get victimized over and over again, not by the person that not necessarily that has done it to them, but even when you reach out for help or even when you talk to someone, it seems like you get victimized all over again. Okay, let me go through these. I will continue to heal as that is all that matters to me. I know, I know that's right. And that's what matters to me. Even if, you know, even if I'm not supported, but I am supported, especially going through this right now. I have one person that's truly, truly like really, really supported me. And I'm so grateful for this person in my life. And I'm grateful for people like you. I support you too. I choose relationships that were abusive my entire life and abusive in so many forms. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, sweet Leilani. Beautiful day. So much love seeing you, mama. So much love. I'm so glad to see you. Sweet, beautiful lady. It has been a minute. Survivors are treated like crap. I hear you. I stand with you. I think I am going to break this down and talk about a lot of things, like kind of break down different forms of trauma, because that may help other people, you know, that may help other people, even if it's one person, even if it's one person, and even if one person outside of the person in my real life stands with me, then that's amazing and we can help one another. Yeah. I truly feel like most of the time survivors are treated like crap, and victims. Um, that's why people don't say anything. That's why people internalize trauma. That's why people internalize abuse. That's why people hold it in and sweep it under the rug. Because when you say something, you see other people say something and they get ridiculed, they get mocked, they get pushed to the side. People don't believe them. Excuse me. People don't people don't view it as important. But I'm here to tell you, um, beautiful day, admin. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad I'm seeing your name. I'm so glad to see you here. Exactly. Um, so so you get victimized all over again, and not only are you having to deal with the event that happened, but you relive it. You develop habits and behaviors from this traumatic event, from this abuse, that you carry on into other relationships, or you carry on, where you can't even have healthy relationships, or you can't trust people. And this is major for me. This is really major for me, and I'm tired of victims being victimized for being victims. I am tired of people coming together who have been victims are playing the victim when we're trying to heal, and we're trying to find that healing within ourselves, because we're definitely not going to find it outside of ourselves. Definitely, there are other people and things that can help us along the way, but ultimately it's us. And there's a quote, I'm probably saying this wrong, but the quote says, "What happened to you?" I might get teary eyed, guys. And it's not because I'm being weak. It's not because I'm not powerful. It's not because I'm playing a victim or I'm staying in a victim role. It's because I'm recognizing that, and it's a relief. Tears are relief for of the soul, a cleansing of the soul. And sometimes I might be thinking about some of the things that happened to me or other people I know. But anyway, the quote says, "What happened to you is not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility." And I think about that. What happened to me is not my fault, but my healing is my responsibility. And and that's major. That's a big step. That's a big step. And I want to be here to support. And it's a big step to say you want to be healed. Like I said before, it's so easy to walk with blinders on. It's so easy to put on a mask. It's so easy to just, um, in order to keep a false peace about yourself, to just push it under the rug. I don't want to push it under the rug. I don't want to push it under the rug. I want to stand in my power, empower myself, and take my power back from the person or people that victimize me, and let other people know they can do the same. That's one of my missions here. You know, heard on this story on Spaces, a man confronted a priest. You can't send prayer and praise. Oh my gosh, you see what I mean? You see what I mean? But you know what? It's very important for survivors of these traumatic events to be able to find one another, uplift one another, and stick together. And I'm telling you, from the things that have happened to me and recognizing some things, um, within the past few years, listening to other survivors, who went through similar things as I did, gave me so much strength and helped me find that inner power within myself. So we can help each other, um, empower ourselves. But it's so true. It's like they give the abuser the pat on the back. The abuser is the good guy or good woman. The abuser matters. Why are you talking about this? Why are you trying to ruin this person's reputation? Why? And once again, that's why people don't say anything, because they're like, why? It is a huge step. Um, So easy to say, "Oh, no big deal," which is what they want. Yeah, they want you to say no big deal, because if you say it's a big deal, and if you recognize that it was abusive, or you recognize that maybe it was an assault, or you recognize that you've been stalked and harassed, you recognize that someone has violated you, that means they have to recognize themselves as an abuser, you know? So it's Man, hold on, guys. I gotta take a sip of water and take my glasses off to wipe my eyes. Hold on. And so I'm not just to empower the abuser any longer. You know, I'm ready to try to take my power back. You know, and realizing that depressions and other things that I've gone through and I'm going through all is caused from one or two events in my life. Man, to recognize that. You need to recognize that so you can stop it. I need to recognize that so I can stop it and put an end to that behavior for myself. So, um, I'm so glad you guys are here. The few people that tuned in, this was so not planned. Um, I watched this movie today on, YouTube. Um, It was a movie from a long time ago. I don't know if y'all remember that back in the day, like in like NBC and stuff used to have those like Sunday night, Monday night movies, and it always had a meaning. And I watched this movie with what's that girl from Saved by the Bell? That was Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Anyway, it was called She Fought Alone. And this movie dealt with the sex assault, being a grape survivor, and everybody, all because of how the status of this boy, the status of the person that did this to her, everybody blamed her. Everybody said, you know, "You were nice to this person, you asked for it, you wanted it." And, she had a, kind of a reputation that she was, um, active, you know, sexually. But just because you're active, no means no. So the movie, like, it made me sad, but it also empowered me, And I know it's a movie, but men and women alike fight these battles daily, you know, and push through these battles daily. And it helped me today. Because to be honest, everybody, I've been in a very that's one reason why I haven't been on here. I've been dealing with so many emotional things, dealing with trauma, dealing and going deeper in my self-love journey. Some wounds have been uncovered and have been reopened for myself. And so that's one reason why I'm on here tonight. Just been thinking about it. So um, for the few people that are on here, this actually motivates me to keep moving forward and maybe talk about it along the way, because this may help somebody as I'm helping myself. So I'm getting ready. So many more things I want to talk about, but I'm not going to be on here long. I don't want to keep you guys long, but I definitely want to do. I definitely want to do a series of this. I know I say that, but it's getting close to the end of summer and I'm going to become less busy um as because I won't have to tend to, like, my land. And for those that don't know, I'm a single mom and I homeschool. I do my land, I do the stuff on the inside. I'm remodeling the inside of my home. So it's been so busy this summer. So that's winding down and I'm going to be able to be on here a little bit more. And we just might start a series, you know, breaking down the different traumas, breaking down, yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of here now. I really appreciate everybody that stopped in, even if you stopped in briefly. I really appreciate everybody who I know some people will get want people to, like, create content like back to back to back and always have content. I just can't do that. And so because I'm not constantly pouring out content because of how my life is structured. And sometimes I lose people, but I really appreciate those that have stuck around and the new faces, and we can walk through this together. As I walk individually in my healing, uh, we can walk together, healing ourselves, and helping one another. So I hope you guys have a beautiful Friday wherever you are. Um, I'm gonna go get me coffee. I can't sleep right now. All my little ones are sleeping, but I'm gonna get me some coffee or tea and just think about some things and reflect on this live and some things that you guys have said. And I just hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Happy healing, everybody. And please remember, like I always say, self love is the best love. Make sure you're overflowing in it. There's nothing, as far as love goes, like that self love is the basis for all your relationships. So build the best relationship with self. So the relationships you have with others can flourish. So y'all take it easy. Much love. Mwah.